Nexxlegacy.
The ground, your man Brandon in the building. Want to send a shout out to my other host, Desert Eagle. He's not going to be able to call in tonight. He has some other assignments that he needs to take care of. So, we're going to hold the homie down heavy. So, big shout out to him. Want to also send a shout out to you ladies out there that once y'all got wind that we was going to have these legendary spitters in the building, the 5 Footaz, we was like, okay, we got to make it into the ladies' night, literally. So, that's what it is. We going to turn it into that. And y'all heard this track right here, classic, The Heist, off the soundtrack that I still rock to this day, You know what I mean? And we're gonna let the ladies talk tonight. So ladies, where you at? Holla at your man Branded. And I want to go ahead and start it off by introducing the ladies on here. Like I said, these ladies have been doing it since before a lot of these other women that's in the game, they've been doing it, you know what I mean? So we want to make sure we say what's happening in Neb Love. 5 Footaz in the building. What's rocking? What's happening, baby?
What's cracking, man?
What's good
What's
with
up
you?
with it? I'm blessed.
Man, what's going on with that West Coast?
West, y'all. West. What it
I'm
is,
just over here chilling with IamBranded. You know what I'm saying? I'm a producer. We in the streets right now, rolling, banging that 5 Footaz music.
about to sharpen up your legendary status with some new music y'all working on and stuff like that, right? Well, before we even start getting into that, why don't you tell the people a little bit about, if the people that don't know the 5 Footaz, let people know what it is.
I mean, right now we're working on this new album, Ride of Your Life. We got the whole Unit 5 down with it, everybody that was on Lifetime. We featuring, we're doing it as a crew. And we're working with a couple of cats, E-Sharp, Jism. Warren G is always going to be in the mix because that's like our brother. You know what I'm saying? So, we just dropping new joints and working on a new mixtape. And, just trying to let the world catch up.
That's what's happening. So the people that don't know about the 5 Footaz, this group right here, and you just heard it, that track, The Heist, that was off the Set It Off soundtrack. They also had another imprint on the Jason's Lyrics soundtrack, not just working with Warren G, legendary producer. They've also put their stamp in there as far as female MCs with the lyrics and the talent and things like that. So, my thing is, Neb, that a lot of these people need to know a lot of history about the music because, at the end of it all, we got a lot of young people that don't know the 5 Footaz, you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like, we work with Eric Sermon, we work with Roger Troutman, we worked with a lot of cats, the Outlaws, Exhibit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a lot of things with a lot of people, and it just didn't come out. So at this point, we just taking it upon ourselves to let the world hear what we have, what we've been creating, what we're creating now. And we just want everybody to just go and get everything. We want everybody to support everything that we drop because it's a lot of heat that hasn't been available. So we're going to make it available this year for everybody.
That's what's happening. And my thing is, especially because of y'all, I was fans back in the 90s when y'all came out and did y'all thing and stuff like that. And like I said, not just work with Warren G, but, to me, a lot of people kind of, especially when soundtracks was really important, you know what I mean?
Right.
Y'all know how it was back in the day. Like soundtracks, if you had something real dope on the soundtrack back then, it really meant something. Because you know how soundtracks was. You know what I'm saying? Once you got on that soundtrack, it was...
Yeah, back then, soundtracks sold as much as people's albums.
Exactly.
A soundtrack was trying to sell 5 million.
Yep.
It was just huge, and that would make your entire career, so.
Yeah, and not only that, soundtracks, from what I hear, from a lot of industry cats and stuff like that, was soundtracks, it was like, man, that damn near paid for a whole album budget. Like, literally, you know what I mean?
Soundtracks pay bills. Not only that, soundtracks, more than anything, we're a witness to that. It can pay bills because, you can appear on Warren G's album or whoever, Dog Pound's album, but when you have a soundtrack and you're on a song like Set It Off, from the Set It Off soundtrack. Every time that song is playing on cable, you're getting checks, and when it starts playing out of the country, when they start running it out of the country on cable, you know, and it goes into syndication, I mean, that's continuous money. And I know that, you know, artists nowadays are searching for other outlets to continue to get income, and, you know, soundtracks are definitely the way to do it.
My thing is, when it comes to female artists, I feel like, especially y'all as a group, y'all never really got y'all your props, even though you've been on soundtracks, you did this, that, and the other. I mean, you know, well respected, no doubt. But to me, I feel like y'all was one of those crews that had the longevity, that still will continue to have it. But I just feel like a lot of people didn't appreciate y'all for the group that y'all was, you know what I'm saying, when y'all first broke out. Do y'all feel like that, or y'all was kind of content with it all?
I wouldn't say content, you know. I mean, a lot of people in the industry know us a lot. You know, overseas, they embrace us. You know, we have a real loyal following. But, yeah, you know, the level, you know, of credit we're totally due. I mean, yeah, we were cut short in a lot of ways. But, I mean, I wouldn't use the word content. I feel blessed, to be honest.
Right.
You know,
I mean, I think, you know, I think that, you know, it's a whole new era of music and the way music business is done right now. And back in the day, it was about label support and artists relied on budgets. And now it's kind of like you got to get out there and get it and do it and show the labels or, you know, investors that you can make money. And then they get behind you and want to put more money behind you. And I think that in our situation, you know, through just a lot of label mishaps and just cats dropping the ball, we didn't get our proper presentation. Right. So I think that, you know, a lot of people didn't get to hear what we were doing. But we did. We weren't blessed enough to go on 3 world tours. We went on a Bud Fest with R. Kelly. We went on 2 European tours with Warren G. And, I mean, I think a lot of our fans, you know, supported us through that situation and were expecting an album. And when it didn't drop, you know, definitely the buzz has died down. But I think through just us just keeping it going and certain individuals within our crew just being out in the streets and just repping the 5 Footaz name, it kind of kept the fans involved. You know what I mean? We kind of dropped the Lifetime album like on like a teaser type of thing in Japan. So we got a lot of love in Japan. But at this point, we want to release we actually did 2 albums. 2 that Warren G executive produced. So we actually gonna re-release those, and we working on a new one that we plan on releasing this year. So, I mean, I think right now we got a lot in store. We see what's going on in the industry, and we never gave up. We kept it pushing. We kept the love for hip hop strong.
Nah, I mean, and I could tell by your by the lyrics that y'all put out there and what y'all do. I mean, like I said, I was a fan first, so just to be able to have y'all on full force and still continue to push y'all line, I mean, that's real heavy, though, and I really appreciate it as an artist, you know what I mean? And my deal is y'all pretty much, you know, that top of the mountain, everybody's still trying to reach, but along the way, y'all had a lot of success, not just the soundtracks, but being able to work with and collab with so many different people. And that unity, I'm pretty sure, was, like, real super tight back in the day. Like, I mean, what's y'all take on it now? I mean, because you kind of said something about, you know, now it's kind of like, you know, it's you know, you got to show and prove to labels if you marketable and successful, and you can be able to generate your own revenue. So, I mean, how is y'all approach different now versus back in the day?
I think. Go ahead, Josh.
Go ahead, Nancy. You sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, I mean, obviously, when Neb said the game is totally different, but I mean, it's still unfortunate, and that is why we only have, you know, really, you know, one kind of representative of hip-hop that's mainly mainstream that's out there, which is Nicki Minaj right now, you know. So you know, we're discriminated a lot regardless, you know, just in hip-hop and, you know, in R&B,
right.
You know, but the unity, I mean, definitely, I again want to say that I feel so blessed to be a part of that era because, you know, how now a lot of people say, you know, the South is holding it down or whatever, and everybody has their moment like the East Coast did their thing. Well, you know, when the West was doing that, we were a part of that, and I feel so grateful to be a part of that because people can't really fathom what it is to be in that moment where everybody wants to be like a West Coast artist, and when it came to what females were running the West Coast, it was just basically us and Rage. Like, that was just hands down, like, our clique and Rage. And it was a movement that was just insane. It was just so powerful. So, but, again, I think because now the way that it's designed now where basically people don't need labels, you know, it's pretty much, you know, cutthroat. It's harder sometimes because of the Internet. You know, the labels, you know, are kind of giving deals that are really not fair, you know, so a lot of people are not being heard as much. But at the same time, because of the Internet, you know, if you're on your A game and you're researching how to get yourself out there, you know, then more people globally, you know, people are being heard globally rather than just locally, you know.
Yeah, I think it's a blessing and it's a blessing and a curse as far as, you know, this whole online thing, online music. You know, the Internet is through online, you know what I'm saying? Radio is online. It's a lot of stuff, and it could be a blessing and a curse. But, you know, my whole deal as far as, you know, hip-hop culture and what it stands for, to me, personally, it stood for, like, you know, I used to see how y'all got down back in the 90s, and prior to y'all, it was the 80s. It was a lot of baton passing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, MC Lights and the Latifahs and, you know, et cetera, you know what I'm saying? And now we don't have that. I mean, we don't have that for a lot of different reasons because the way I see it, and y'all can kind of add on to what I'm saying, is like, you know, everybody is not just out for self, but, you know, they slowly taking away what the culture meant to us. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of like sitting back here, you know, and I love my ladies, and I want to see my ladies hold it down. And I'm not hating on Nicki Minaj and all these other female MCs, but there's no unity, though. I feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I definitely think that there is a lot of underground unity and just unity between females that the world is not seeing and they don't have access to. So it's like, you know, in a sense, Nicki Minaj gave labels an example of, you know, a female artist of this time doing what she does. But it also, it kind of like, it hurt us and helped us at the same time. Because it helped us by showing that a female would come out and do her thing with, a name behind her, supporting her, and her being on some, you know, global, just wild pop shit, because I feel like she's on some hip-hop pop shit.
Right.
But it showed that sells. But at the same time, with anything that is very popular and very, like, sellable, labels have always chosen to gravitate towards that and be like, well, this is the standard. Right. But in reality, she's not the standard. She's just another option. And that there's a lot of females out here that are rocking the mic without showing their ass or, you know, getting surgeries or just representing being a Barbie. I mean, it's chicks that's out here that's rocking, that are goddesses and queens and, you know, or just straight spitters and just killing the mic without all the extras added to it. So she kind of hurt us in that sense, but I think one of the things that the Internet gives us is access to the world. Like Josh Kills talked about going global. I mean, the Internet is a global tool, and I think that with all the young artists coming out, you know, we have to learn from them as well as staying true to ourselves and understanding that it's a different time. So you have to use every tool that's available right now to make your shit pop all over the world. And at any time, your shit can pop anywhere in the world.
And,
you know what I mean?
Check
it's not going to just
no doubt. And check this right.
It's not going to just be in your neighborhood.
Yeah, and check this though. Like, to me, I think, you know, especially with hip hop. I mean, I think hip hop and even R&B and soul for that matter. I think to me, I think a lot of it was built on talent as far as, you know, what you can be able to do to pour out your feelings, your emotions on a track, and not let the way you look be an example. I mean, you know, I'm just keep it one. I mean, you know, I love the way ladies look. I love women. Trust me, I love it. But when I see you spitting on the mic, I'm not trying to look at you and base my opinion on how you get down based off how you look. You know what I mean? That should never have to be done in hip hop ever.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? But now we got it. But now we got it like this though. We got it like this where we got, you know, so many people basing off. Okay, well, you know, she talented, but how she look? You know what I mean? And to me, I think that's the saddest thing that us dudes, because it is a male-dominated, you know, thing that we do, right? So we are heavy at fault, and the ladies that want to just, you know, do what they do and strip down just so they can be able to be heard, they at fault too. But it starts with us men being the one of the causes for, you know, people looking at it that way. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely.
I mean, I think you're a rare commodity, because I mean, I can go back to the 90s when we were doing our music and doing our album, and I remember having meetings with certain people at Def Jam and them telling us and asking us to show more body and be more feminine and, you know,
breastfeeds on stage and, just trying to take you out of your element, you know.
Right, on the real, we were like, you know, I mean, we were and we are still B-girls. And we never felt like we needed to, you know, to expose our sexiness to be heard or recognized. I mean, we're older now, so yeah, we're going to get our sexy on, our grown woman on, but that was never something that we put before our lives. But back then, that was something that was demanded or asked from us personally.
I mean, it would be an issue with the label, in fact, like, you know, like projects wouldn't move forward. Like, that's an issue. Like, really, it's really an issue. Like, it was an ongoing issue. So
exactly, and I mean, even today, I mean, it's unfortunately for women, there is a double standard, because you could say, I mean, you could take a ton of rap dudes and look at him and say, okay, he's handsome, he's not, he's sloppy, and you take a bunch of female rappers and say, well, she's not this, or she doesn't have this, or she's, you know, that body ain't tight. I mean, Missy was definitely one of the rare females that was really successful. That didn't fit the so-called sexy sex symbol female role.
And you know why? You know why though? Because it was a label, it was a team behind her, and the label behind her that didn't give a damn. Because you know what? She was one of very, very few that was cold on the mic. Love that chick to death. You know what I'm saying? Right. She was one of the most creative females in this business because of, you know, and I'm pretty sure she did it on her own, but what y'all saying is on point, and the solid thing, no, is like, you know, her team was behind it. It was nobody that somebody probably told her, but, you know, at the same time, somebody gave her a shot. And see, that's a rare occasion when a label or the team is supportive to that, to that art form. But, you know, to me, I'm a grassroots dude. Like, I'm pro hip hop. I'm so pro hip hop that, you know, I want to close my eyes and feel what the hell you talking about. You know what I mean? Like, I want to feel that. And to me, I think, you know, y'all have it and continue to have it, and y'all had that back in the day. And I swear, like, you know, we got to find some way to help educate these young ones, these labels, and these young women that, you know, it's okay to show your talent before your ass. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and that's hopefully our goal, that we can do that through our music and, you know, with the following that we already have, and really, like, set the bar, set a whole different standard. Because right now, you know, I was talking to one of the other girls in the group. We were at the club the other day, and it was just like the standards that women are having nowadays, it's just insanely low. It's a problem, you know, so... I mean, besides just setting standards as far as, you know, being rappers and and MCs and not, being copycats. And that's annoying enough that men are doing that, let alone women.
Right.
But, even in life, the way that, a lot of these young women are carrying themselves, as women is just, I don't know who they're following, but someone has to step up, so.
It's gonna take people like, it's gonna take a group like y'all. It's gonna take other women. It's gonna take more than just, it's gonna take more than just a group. It's gonna take a nation. And until that happens, you know what I'm saying, we gonna keep pushing lines. But at the same time, the education, I pray that it don't go upon deaf ears, and people, they, especially with female MCs and female artists, songwriters, whatever lane y'all in, like, I swear it's like other ladies got to be empowered by that. Like, I want to try to be bosses. Like, and that's how I try to raise my daughter. I try to be like, what, train yourself to be a boss, because you don't want to be a follower to nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly.
I think that's important.
And I think the key is something that you mentioned, too. The key is also us having, the male side, that support, because right now, a lot of women are made to feel like there is no way I will let you move ahead unless you do blah, 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 which is usually like half nude, degrading yourself, strip for me, throw it on the floor, whatever. Like, period. Like, there's no other option.
Right.
But if we can get some support, then, that would be great. And what's really sad is it's a lot of just old heads that are even from the 90s that are doing that.
Right.
I'm glad that you're stepping up saying, like, I don't even, I'd rather just, like, close my eyes and, like, really hear what you're saying.
I mean,
but a lot of these people that are running this stuff are the old heads from the 90s.
Yeah, you're right. But, and hip-hop is that culture, though. I mean, it's supposed to be words that make you feel a certain way. You know what I mean? It's not the outer appearance or the look, because, we all know when we grow and we do all kind of shit, right? So my thing is, like, 10, 15 years from now, you are definitely not going to look like you look now. So you got to have some kind of talent, something that's going, I'm talking about genuinely look. You can get all them little extra things done to you, your butt, your nose, your breast, whatever. You still gonna be that same chick, and it's not. And to me, it's not. I don't understand why you. Man, don't get me started.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
I mean, I think we watched some people play out in the media, and we're just not going to mention names where, they did succumb to all of that extra stuff,
right?
And they look crazy.
No doubt.
I mean, definitely. What we're trying to do with the group, it's like the whole thing is organic. No surgeries, no swag burglaries. It's like we are representing so many different type of women because our crew is so deep.
Right.
That, we have people in our group that are straight up on some, just glamorous princess, type of stuff. But you also have the chicks in our group that are like straight. They don't get out on the mic. They make beats. They engineer. You got business women in our group. I think what we're trying to do with this new album is just represent a lot of different types of women and let people know that they're out here. That we're out here, and that you don't have one option. You have several options that you can look at and get behind and support or identify with. And, we just want, I think our main thing is just to let people know that we still got stuff to say. We still got things to talk about, stories to tell, and it's important for us to get it out. You know what I mean? And all of us, everybody in the Five Footaz camp has solo albums. So you're going to hear the group album, and then you're going to slowly start hearing people come out. Like on some, it's kind of like on some Wu-Tang stuff, but just from a feminine perspective with a West Coast flavor, because we all from the West Coast. But none of us were put together. We're like a sisterhood, and it's a real organic, straight up, been down for years type of thing, and seen a lot. And
and when you say organic, I'm feeling you, because every single one of y'all don't sound the same. You know what I mean? Everybody got a different style to them, and if you want to even go there with the look, You know what I'm saying? Y'all rocking, y'all rock whatever, you know what I mean? From the red hair to the dreads to the whatever, you know what I mean? So, y'all do what y'all do because that's y'all own lane, and y'all not trying to be able to pretend to be like somebody else. Let me go ahead and throw a wig on and, pretend I'm like this and do this and do that, you know what I mean? Y'all do you. And that's why I felt y'all won back then. And to see y'all still doing it and not change and just grow and get better with y'all shit, that's official. So I love that. Let me ask y'all this, though. Y'all remember how it was back in the day where it was important for, you got your song played on the radio, y'all went nuts, you know what I'm saying? And even the DJs, you know what I'm saying? The DJs would go buy the record, you know what I mean, before they went to go spin it. And that whole vibe was like real ill. Like before I play Leave Me Alone, because when I first heard it and once this came across my line, I was like, wow, you know what? That's some ill shit. So, I mean, tell the people how y'all feel mainly about just the radio evolution in general. You know what I mean? Because it's changed. It's changed, and I've always been on the record since I've been doing this for 4 years to say that it has not changed for the better. It's changed for the worse.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I mean, it's just the same thing as far as like with the labels. I mean, the whole thing back in the day with payola and all that, of course, existed, but you still had like a bulk of DJs in the record pools who were just like, I am going to play this regardless. I'm going to slip this in on a Saturday night. And if people just take to it and it just, spreads like wildfire, then that's what just happens. But now it's like, I mean, the DJs, they control everything just like the record labels really.
Right.
Like DJs are a major part of it, and I don't know. I'm just very disappointed that a lot of people that again from back in the day it's like they're just going along with whatever is happening, and nobody's not standing up anymore. I'm not saying people should start picketing like we should bring vinyl back or whatever. That's a whole other movement, but. I mean, but if we stuck together, it's like people need to start dissing people again. Like, yo, why are y'all all looking alike? Why is so and so biting so and so? Why does that sound like everybody used to go hard on that back in the day?
They scared to do it now because that's gonna fuck off their pay. You know what I'm saying? And the money seem to control so many different things now because, I feel like in my heart, I swear when I say this, that, a lot of these people out here right now would probably be dissed, cut down, you know what I'm saying, scraped up by some of these other people that feel the same way, but they sold for a dollar bill, and to me, I think that's another killer of hip-hop right now. Everybody is, all in together now. We're going to make this money, so I'm going to go ahead and switch up how I really feel. That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely that, I think payola, it all comes down to payola and favoritism and, a lot of bartering. But it's been in the game. All this has been in the game. It's just right now, it may be more people in positions with whack stuff that's paying more or bartering more or whatever the case. I think for artists coming up at this time, it's very important for you to get into DJs, for you to create relationships with the DJs so that they play your shit. So they feel like they're a part of your stuff. It's almost like a lot of the DJs are producers now. That's something else that back then it was happening. Like DJ Quick was a DJ and a producer. Warren was a DJ and producer. DJ Pooh, producer and DJ. But they weren't in positions where they were in control of what was playing. Now you got Kelly Scale. You got different DJs that are behind the ones and twos of these radio stations. You have to go and do songs with them and become one with them so that they feel like they're pushing shit that is directly beneficial to them. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's the game. So you got to go so hard, and this is for new artists, old artists, you got to go so hard that you force these cats to see you and hear you, like a little bee, you know what I mean? Like, MySpace, YouTube, those are like a lot of people have been signed off of that. And it's really because they went so hard and got that fan base so quickly, or, you know, just got a really big fan base, that is what it takes now for people to get behind you. You know, it definitely needs to be, I would like to see more unity with the West Coast artists, and that's never really been. I mean, when you look at South artists and East Coast artists, they do songs together. They do tours together. They constantly are in each other's videos. When it comes to the West Coast, we had a shot where I think we were close to being unified, and then it just kind of all went to hell. You know what I'm saying? I would probably say, you know, maybe mid to late 90s we were close, but it just all done busted up for a lot of different reasons. It's not just because of Tupac's death or Biggie's death or, you know, some of these other artists that passed away or whatever. I just think that, you know, everybody kind of, you know, they ate real good off some of the past. You know, they belly's full, like, you know, all right, I don't think I need to really go push that line like I used to, you know what I'm saying? Let me sit back and chill. But they never, you know, I'm going to go back and say it, they never passed the baton to the next. You know what I'm saying? They never gave the keys to the car to the next. And to me, I think that was another killer. It's like, you know, because everybody's egos is so up there, like, you know, I ain't going to have nobody take my position. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to give a 5 footers nothing because, you know, I'm still doing it. You know what I mean? And that's not how you supposed to share. Not with this culture, though, that we got in hip-hop. You know what I mean? Like, it's not supposed to be like that. Right.
You dig? So what I'm going to do is this.
What's so sad is there is enough money for everyone.
Absolutely.
That's the crazy part about it.
Absolutely. I'm gonna run this track, Leave Me Alone, for some of the people that ain't listen to it. So give me a little backdrop on that before I run it.
Well, Leave Me Alone is featuring Y'all Skills, Cobra Red, K-Bar, I Am Me, and Mad Love. And it's produced by a producer named Jism out of L.A., local cat, engineer, mastering, mixing dude. You can catch him on Facebook. You know, he part of the Project Blow family, underground MC, actually. But we got with him, and he had, like, a bunch of crazy tracks. And we went over there, and we did a bunch of crazy tracks with him. And Love Me and Leave Me Alone was one of the first things that we dropped with him, and we thought was really exciting. We was excited about. And it was like, you know, a song talking about relationships and how people be messing with you. And it's like, dude, either love me or leave me alone, but keep it pushing or stay here. Like, we going to keep it pushing regardless. So, you know, it's definitely like some 5 foot of shit for the ladies, for the dudes, you know, checking what we thinking. I mean, it's like that.
Hey, let me say this before I run it. Y'all gave me that ill vibe, but, like, you know what? That's some real honest shit, though. Like, you know, Leave Me Alone, that joint is cold. That is a cold joint. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. So we're about to run this, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna actually throw out some information for the 5 footers and stuff like that too. So y'all stay right there. Don't go nowhere. A lot of lines are lit. I appreciate it. Emails are coming in, and, you know, a lot of people are like, damn, they back. But,
yeah,
you know,
we
y'all
take Q&As, baby. We do the Q&A all day.
Y'all listen to this, and I guarantee you, y'all gonna know that they are back. They back and never went nowhere. This is the 5 footers right here, Ground Under Radio. Leave Me Alone.
When two people love each other, really love each other, but they just can't get it together, when do you get to that point where enough is enough?
Love me, then I hate you, then you hate me, then I love you. I'ma go ahead and leave you alone. So you keep acting stupid, always lying and accusing. And I thought that we were supposed to be grown. You love me, then I hate you, then you hate me, then I love you. I'ma go ahead and leave you alone. You keep acting stupid, always lying and accusing. And I thought that we were supposed to be grown. I'm single for the night like Wheezy, so touch me, tease me. For the rapness, it's never been easy. These dudes are hella greasy, played out and cheesy. Come to speed, way too needy. Please stop rubbing on me. I am not a genie. You are just a weenie. Attitude stinky. Please fly away. No more wrapped around my pinky. Just like Sierra, I can do circles. Smoke you like the purple. bump, you ride out who's next. I never let them get the best. Come correct, it's K-bars, drop bars. Approved like a black card. Who's the real star? She's real large. You love me, then I hate you, then you hate me, then I love you. I'ma go ahead and leave you alone, alone. So you keep acting stupid, always lying and accusing, and I thought that we were supposed to be grown, be grown. You love me, then I hate you, then you hate me, then I love you. I'ma go ahead and leave you alone, alone. You keep acting stupid, always lying and accusing, and I thought that we were supposed to be grown, be grown. Being born on Valentine's, it can really be the worst. It's all what you make, it's a gift and a curse. I tried a bad boy, pickpocket in my purse. Play Madden all day, smoke weed, no work. So I got involved with church, every Sunday he at church. But he do way more than missionary work, yeah. He be taking skirts, making house calls like he was a night nurse. Night nurse. So I'm back in the field, back to the money, back to the real. Fuck how you feel, now you can run that rat game on your baby mama. Handle you like luggage, and carry on. Who you sucking on when you got a head like a Klingon? In summertime, trick, now be gone. Hey baby booby, you need to lay off that weed, cause all that paranoia make me wanna cut off the booty. So get it right, don't get it wrong. Stop touching your balls, take off that thong. Don't worry where I be or who I'm texting on my phone. I should have a clone, follow her, leave me the fuck alone. I'm a mom without kids, money over men. As long as the money come in, my man's gonna be a 10.5. My ass is nice, got a price. I fuck with both y'all niggas and watch you fight. I don't care, no life isn't fair. At least not tonight, your own shadow tickets lights out, good night. You love me, then I hate you, then you hate me, then I love you. I'ma go ahead and leave you alone, alone. So you keep acting stupid, always lying and accusing, and I thought that we were supposed to be grown, be grown. You love me, then I hate you, then you hate me, then I love you. I'ma go ahead and leave you alone, alone. You keep acting stupid, always lying and accusing, and I thought that we were supposed to be grown, be grown. Yeah, getting loved up, hugged up in the sky, ride 20 feet high, hot tub, ride high. Cheaters, they always get it. 30, I think committed to the mic, cause that bitch, yeah, she love the way this lady spit it. Now you can love me, or you can leave me. Just don't be calling later, talking about you need me. Cause I'll be off, somewhere being a boss. When not a second talk, talking like it's talk. You love me, then I hate you, then you hate me, then I love you. I'ma go ahead and leave you alone, alone. So you keep acting stupid, always lying and accusing, and I thought that we were supposed to be grown, be grown. You love me, then I hate you, then you hate me, then I love you. I'ma go ahead and leave you alone, alone. You keep acting stupid, always lying and accusing, and I thought that we were supposed to be grown, be grown.
You can't front. That track is bad. Ground under radio.
Yeah.
5 Footaz in
Shout
the
out to
building.
Jizzle, that joint is fire.
That is cold. That is cold. That's when I knew when I heard that thing. I was like, boy, that was dope. You know what I mean? That was ill. That was ill. Props to y'all, because y'all done beat that thing up, and that beat is sick, too. That is a sick beat. Hey, and you know what? I don't know. I'm trying to, like, you know, get a visual, so I need a video for that though. Can we get that? Can we do that?
Oh, it's already. We just had a meeting this weekend about the treatment and stuff, so we already on it.
All right.
So as soon as we got it and it's edited and everything, like, I'll shoot it right to you.
Word. Now, is this gonna be on the mixtape, the album, what?
That's the album. Probably gonna be on the mixtape too, though.
Okay, well, you know, the moment it drops on iTunes, can you come back and make sure you share it with us so I can go buy that thing? Because I'm trying to buy it, though. Even though I got it, I want to go buy it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just ill, though.
That. I mean, definitely, you guys can start looking. You know, by the end of the summer, we should be on iTunes, Bandcamp. I mean, we're just going to have options. We're going to have so many Five Footaz options that it ain't no reason why you're not banging a Five Footaz joint in your radio, in your speaker, in your iPod, on your iMac, on your Mac. We want everybody banging the Five Footaz in their Android, everything. We want it everywhere.
And you know what's so ill about y'all is, like, I swear, like, I think y'all like the last group ever. Like, I don't think there's no more female groups out there at all as far as MCs and stuff like that or whatever, you know what I mean?
you know, I think about that, and I think about how important it is for us to get this presentation out, like, you know, fully, 100%, and show the world that females, one, can unite and stand as a unit. Because we was Unit 5, you know, we was a 5-footer crew, but we had Unit 5, which was like our subdivision, and we just merged it all, and it's like the 5-footers is like the merge of everything. But at the end of the day, we never wavered through the drama, through the deals. We had a couple of record deals. We seen a couple of big budgets, videos, the tours, and we never gave up. And I think that's a beautiful thing that we never, like, we won't give up. Like, no, till our last breath, we going to represent the West and rock it, you know, and rock mics. That's what we do. That's what we do.
I mean, that's to me, I think that says more than enough, because, you know, especially this day and age, and we didn't already talked about it. I mean, it's hard for groups to stay together as it is anyways, much less female groups. And the fact that y'all are not just back, y'all never really left, but y'all back not just doing solo shit, but also, you know, y'all, to me, I mean, and I'm going to be honest, like, to me, y'all sounding way cleaner and crisper than y'all did back in the day, and y'all shit was ill back then, you know what I mean? So, you know, what does that tell you about growth? You know what I mean? For female MCs to get together as a group to do what they do and do it well and better than they did before? Who gonna ignore that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
you know what I mean?
And that all comes with maturity, really. You know,
Word.
I mean, but, I mean, once you got it, and what I think is dope about our group, too, is that we're all dope individually, but we encourage one another. We don't allow one another to slack. So it's like, we'll let you do you, but, yo, if we think you could step it up a bit, like, we're going to be vocal about it.
Word.
You know, because we're winners, and that's what we're here to do, to win. You know, so we have to keep, you know, our organization on point, you know, even if that means, you know, speaking up and someone might not like it or whatever, and they might revisit it, and then the next time they come with a verse, or, you know, just we're not really in competition with one another, but sometimes, you know, I might write something and Neb might write something, and I might say, you know what, I need to go back and revisit my verse. Because those are the bars that we're really, the standards that we're really trying to set at this point, you know. I mean, we've always been like that, but right now it's just so necessary because to be honest, I mean, this is just job skill speaking, I'm annoyed with hip-hop. Is so annoying to me right now. Like, it's like something has to be done.
I mean, I think for the most part, I mean, y'all on y'all way. Y'all setting a new standard. And to me, I think it's all about educating the young crowd and letting them know exactly where the culture stands from. And for y'all to still, you know, come with that venom and still be able to spit something real sharp, though, like, you know, that's the stage. But, you know, of course, any group or anybody is going to need a team. You know what I mean? So, you know, it starts here with us, letting the world know, because, you know, we got so many people turned in, like from Detroit, Michigan, to New York, to Florida right now, and a lot of people in Japan listening as well. Big fans of ours, never heard of the Five Footaz, and then they had to go back and Google. I got people online right now like, damn, I got to Google these chicks. You know what I mean? They bad. And to me, that's a win right there, because and see, that's a win, because you know why? Because, you know, there's literally thousands of people right now just, okay, they didn't know, but if they know now, then that's half a battle won. You know what I mean? And now they can go rock with y'all and follow y'all movement and be turned up just like I have. Because I've been turned up since I heard y'all from the very first time back in the 90s, you know what I mean? And my love for y'all, for the talent that y'all have, never changed. It's actually getting better right now, especially listening to that new joint. Like, I'm like, wow, y'all done got me. I was already sold, but, you know, I want to be sold again, and that's what it is.
I mean, and that's really the goal. That's the goal, even with our solo projects. I know for myself, with my solo project, and with the group stuff, is, you know, you want people to listen and just be happy. You know, that's the feeling that I used to get when I used to listen to Redman and just like, yo, he is busting, like, you know, and I wouldn't want you to hear Job Skills now. I'm like, what is she doing? Well, you might hear some stuff like, what is y'all doing? But it's like, it's going to be just another like dimension of what I usually do, but it's still going to be, you know, fire instead of, you know, you saying, oh, she's compromising. You know, and a lot of people, I feel they dumb it down, and, you know, people are rapping like they didn't go past, like, middle school. Like, it's cool to sound stupid. That's crazy to me. Like,
yeah,
I don't even get it.
Who does that? Like, why y'all want to do that?
It's like a whole generation that are, like, good with the ABC rap. It's like, you know, I mean, it's like.
And it's not, and y'all, and you know what? It's not even ABCs no more. It's like A through A and M and V.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I feel like there's obviously a young movement and a young generation that's changing the game as well and setting their own standards. You know, and a lot of the young cats don't have fear, so they're just doing whatever they feel or whatever they want to do. I mean, it's not, they don't have a conscience, so they may not even really be meaning to, you know, fuck up the game. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's up to us to give everybody in the world other options. And I think from the female perspective to the male perspective, I mean, I feel like you can take anybody out of our group and we can get on the track with anybody and we gonna kill it. Like, at the end of the day, you gonna hear that track and be like, damn, she killed it. Like, it's not gonna be a competition. I mean, I put money on it that my crew will withstand whatever we come up against. So it's like, you know, this album is about having fun, you know, a couple messages, and just a female perspective.
Right.
And just letting people know that, yeah, you can be you. You know what I mean? You don't have to have surgeries and change and fall in line with everybody. You can be you and still support things. So you don't have to fall in line and be a clone. You know what I mean? Yep. We're all against banning clonery and on the 5 Footaz set.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, I feel you 110%. Ground Under Radio, 5 Footaz in the building. As we get ready to wrap this with y'all, can y'all, there's so many people, like, you know, where's the Twitter, Facebook, any other social networking joint y'all got? So toss that out there for these listeners out there, because, you know, we got them all hanging on the edge. They want to get closer to y'all, you know what I mean? So, you know, let them know where y'all be.
Man, follow us. We on Twitter at 5 Footaz. That's 5, the number 5, Footaz. You can follow every other 5 Footaz is linked to that 5 Footaz on Twitter, so you can find Nev Love, Cobra Red, Pinky, Ken Savage. I mean, you can find us all through Twitter. We on SoundCloud. If you Google 5 Footaz and SoundCloud, you can get some of our shit on SoundCloud that you can bang out. You know, soon the mixtape is gonna be up and running, and it's gonna be available for download. We want everybody banging our mixtape, Rewired, this summer. It's coming.
You can also go to Reverb Nation / the 5 Footaz. If this is Josh Skills, my alter ego, you can also go to Facebook / Diana Floss. That'll lead you to the Josh Skills fan page and the 5 Footaz Facebook page also.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah,
Man,
I mean, you can Google us. You can Google us. You can email us if you want to book us. If you want to have 16, you can hit us at 5footaz@gmail.com. I mean, if you just, we want everybody to hit us. Fuck it. Hit us. Call us. It's a girl. Are we ready, man? We here. We trying to get down. If you a dope MC, you got some tracks. We looking for beats. We always looking for beats. And, I mean, that's what it is, man.
That's what's up. And, Neb, you already got mine. I'm following 5 Footaz as well. I'm always following you, Neb. Ja, I'm going to have to make sure I lock you in and get all your info. I'm going to just go through, especially throughout this show, and then, later on tonight, I'll just make sure I, link up with y'all on the social networking joint. But I appreciate y'all fucking with us for an hour strong, just to come in and put y'all stamp down here. And don't be a stranger, though. And when I say that, I really mean that, because, I don't want y'all to be like, I don't want y'all to be like, this is the end and you ain't going to never hear Brand push your line, because, You know, I want you to be on as many times as you want on.
Anytime. I mean, we'll shoot you those new joints as soon as we record them.
And Neb, you know what time it is, because I'll be seeing you.
The mixtape stuff, the album stuff, we're going to get it to you, man. Welcome here.
Neb, and you know I rock with you on Twitter heavy, so, you know, I always be on your line. I see your line. I see what you be doing. I'm watching.
Yeah, man.
Not like a stalker, though. Not like a stalker, though, but, you know, I'm watching like, you know, a man that's proud, you know what I mean?
Hey, man, I'm 36 days in on my Twitter, man. Follow. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. And big shout out to Cobra and Pinky, because I know, you know, we didn't had them before months and months ago on these shows and stuff like that too. Big supporters of what I do to try to push the line, not just for the ladies, but for hip hop in general. So I want to shout them out also. You know what I mean? So, Ja, just make sure you don't be a stranger. You know what I mean? Neb, I already got you on the line, so you know, don't be a stranger to what we trying to do for each other, because I think when it comes down to it, ladies, you know, we teammates. You know what I mean? So if y'all need me to go in and make a tackle, I'm going to go do that. You know what I mean? It's nothing. It's nothing.
Definitely.
That's what's up.
That's what's happening. And thank y'all. And much love to y'all. And keep doing what y'all do. I love y'all to death. I've been in love with what y'all stand for since day one, and it's never changed. It's gotten better, baby. So just keep doing what you do.
Thank you so much for your support, and we will not let you down. We promise.
Always. I already know. You know what I mean?
We will hold hip-hop down for the West Coast, and period.
No doubt.
For the entire universe. We got it.
Word up.
Thank you, man,
I love y'all.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, be easy. I appreciate the love. You know what I mean?
Hey, but you know what I want to ask you? I know this is your interview, but if somebody want to send some stuff to you, where should they send their music to?
Oh, you know what? That's a good question. You know what I mean? If they want to break records, you could definitely post it on Twitter. It's on the website, Nexxlegacy.com as well. And, you know, we got you. But, you know, y'all is going to have my direct line anyways, too. So all you got to do is hit me.
All right. That's what's up.
All right. I love y'all. Y'all be easy, though.
Love you,
y'all too, man. Love you, man. Let's go.
All right. Let's go with another classic from the Five Footaz, Walk Away.
Nexxlegacy.